Hi everyone, our journal page today, and I'm making it in my mixed media notebook, whatever. uh, and I'm aiming today to do something that would be sea theme. So I've got my paper and I haven't prepared it with gesso. I'm just going to start directly on top of it, and I want to first take some of this starfish from this paper napkin. I'm not interested in the paper napkin, although the color is great. I want to do something else. I just want the starfish to be in my background. I'm taking a paintbrush with a little bit of water and I'm just going around so I can take my starfish out very gently. Here we go, here is one, and it didn't go out quite nicely, but I'm not really concerned about it. So again, this one is partly covered with some net, but again, I don't care. Everything is going to just be in the background and add details. It's not it's not something that I really need to be accurate. Okay, here is another one, and I will only use this three. I'm just going to adhere them with a glue stick. It doesn't need anything special right now, and as I said, everything is going to get covered. Okay, and let's put another one here. Okay, so here is the starfish. I am now going to stamp all around my page. Again, this is for the added detail in the background, and most of it will get covered. And the reason I've used these parts from the paper napkin is because I don't have a starfish in this set, and I really wanted a starfish. So just taking an acrylic block, and well, let's start with this one. And I've got Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad, and this is going to be quite random. Okay, switching. No thinking here, just putting down details in the background. And I like when I have images that go out of the edges. Switching for another stamp. Just think of it like you have some tissue paper with some print on it and you glue it around. So I'm just making my own. Let's do another one here, and let's see, just, well, this one doesn't want to go out. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. As you can see, I'm not even concerned about a good print. So, finished with the stamping, with laying the first layer for my background. And let's see. Now what I want to do, I want to add some texture, and I'm going to use a glue gun. And let's see, this is going to be quite loose. It's going to be, I'm hoping that it's going to look like well, the foam on waves, something like that. Let's hope I can make something. So as you can see, I'm just doing something here. Don't know if it will work. Let's hope it will be nice and not awful. Okay, maybe just a little bit here. Yeah. Okay, so now I want everything to dry. I need for this to be dry, I need for the ink to set, I don't want it to smear, and I need my glue gun also to get well dry or, or set. So I'll be back. I'm back. So everything is dry, and I remembered I had these beads in the shape of starfish and this seahorse. Yeah. So I just glued them down here, and now for the next phase of this page, I'm taking the white backing of a paper napkin and I'm just scrunching it. I want some wrinkles, and this is going to create more texture to my page, and also, well, it's going to use almost like when we are using gesso as primer. It's going to cover everything, and it will allow me to put well, I'm aiming for putting some spray on top, and it will be easier on this. Now I'm scrunching it, and I'm hoping to get more texture out of it. Maybe, no, I'm lifting it. I'm deciding that I want the glue all over first, so because as I'm putting down the paper napkin backing, I can't see where I'm going, so I'm already I'm just going to cover everything with the glue and then play with the placement of it on top. So I'm quite generous with my glue. This is a plain white glue with just a little bit of water. No recipe here. I'm just, when I'm working with paper napkins, I like the glue to be a little bit more fluid. It's easier to work like this. Oops. Okay, so now I've got glue all over, and I'm trying to go in this direction, so it will go with the flow of what I put down. And I will probably have to trim here my paper napkin. I've put it diagonally on my page, so okay. Now not everything is covered, so I'm just going in I will have to go over the paper napkin and flatten. It's not to flatten it, it's just to adhere it, and I will still have all the wrinkles I want, and still I will have the texture that I have from the glue gun underneath. And now I'm just covering whatever didn't get covered before, and I'm adding pieces. I want to make sure everything is covered. Basically, you don't have to work on the page with a complete paper napkin. You can tear it to small pieces and adhere it piece by piece, whatever works for you. So right now everything looks like a mess, and I've got a starfish here that is not glued down completely. Still making more wrinkles, and I'm pushing the paper napkin down where I have the starfish or the seahorse, so it will get in all the details, inside the details. And here is a piece that is not covered, and let's put another. So you see, I'm just putting pieces where it needs to get covered, and now I'm going to go all over it with glue. Make sure that it gets into all these nooks and crannies of what I've put down, like the beads. Here I've got another starfish, so I'm pushing the paper napkin down. Where I don't have any bead or something like that, it's just easier. I'm just smearing, and like any work with paper napkins, I'm using the flat of the brush, and you need to sorry, it needs to slide, so it won't drag on the paper napkin. This is going to take some time to dry. There is a lot of glue here, but I hope it will be worth it. So here I'm pushing again where I have all the texture from my glue gun. You can hardly see it because, well, it's white on white, but it's here. So lots of wrinkles, and I hope it will be interesting. So I hope everything is glued down, that I didn't forget anything. Just making sure. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry and then I'll come back. I'm back. So quite a mess here, but I hope now it will take some shape. And I'm going to use my homemade sprays. I'm making them from gel food coloring with water and put them in spray bottles. If you don't have gel food coloring, you can try using textile dye and just taking the powder of the textile dye and adding water. So I'm using this brown here, and I'm going to switch to orange here. Don't know why, but that's what I'm going to do. Now some turquoise. And blue. it's intentional. I'm making the blue mix with the orange, not know why, but every time I'm doing it I get a better feel of sea and ocean, I don't know. So that's what I'm doing. And I don't know if you've noticed, I've put here a masking tape just so all these sprays won't seep into other pages. And again, some turquoise and some blue. So now I want a little bit more control over it, so I'm taking out the cap, and let's take some paintbrush. I'm gonna dip it in, and I'm hoping for some nice drippage here. And it just goes where it goes, as you can see. That was part of the reason for putting the paper napkin, because now it spreads on it. It absorbs it and spreads into all the wrinkles. So I'm taking this, and now I'm switching to another color just so I will have variation and more interest. Well, I'm quite letting go. Don't really care where it's going. I'm only doing some wavy motions with it, and it goes wherever it wants to go. And I feel I need more of the turquoise. And it still all looks like a mess, but I still have work on this page. And I want just a little bit more of the orange here. Don't know why. Yeah. So lots of water here, lots of liquid. This all needs to dry before I am attempting anything. So I'll be back. I'm back. So now for the next stage that I hope will work, I've got here some white acrylic paint, and I'm going to do what is called dry brushing on all this texture. Now for this you need to have a heavy bodied acrylic, not a runny one, and it needs to be really slow and careful. You need to have very little paint on your brush. So I'm gonna start with the obvious, with what I've put here under the paper napkin, the starfish and the seahorses, and just do it very slowly. And it's better to put as little as you can, and if you feel like you need more, then add, because you can't remove the excess paint if you put too much. So again, I'm going to dry brush now the texture I've put here with the glue gun. Now when you're doing it, if you have lines that go like this, then you go against it if you want to pick the texture. If I will go like this, it will smear the paint on places that I don't want. So you just, when you are doing the dry brushing, now of course it's not an exact thing, but you go against the movement of whatever texture you want picked up. So most of my texture, if it's the glue gun or the wrinkles with the paper napkin, are like this. So that's why I'm going against it, like so. And I'm really hoping that something nice will emerge from this mess. So now I'm trying to pick all the texture from the wrinkles, and not everywhere. I don't need it to be on all the page. In random places I'm going and picking up on the texture. So here I've got a smear that I don't like. I will just go over it with some blue paint later on if I just don't want it to stay. So it can be corrected if you don't like where you picked the texture. I'm really trying to be very gentle so I don't have blobs of white on this page. I just want the texture. And I'm going back in where I think it needs more white. Yeah, just a little bit more here. And even if you don't have a texture in some areas, you just can add white wherever you want, like this. I feel I don't have enough texture, I will just go in and put some white. Basically, this is my page, my vitamin C for today. And this is it. Yeah, I'm so happy with it. So, hope you liked it. Hope you'll try your hand at something like that and have fun with it. Let's remove this. Yeah. And this is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.